Hello and welcome back. Lois Wyant here again, and we're going to talk to you about timing. All right, now there's two different ideas of timing. First off would be the time of day, and to me this is an area where you can find out the quality and the knowledge of the photographer you're going to choose. The important thing to remember is that the worst time of day for senior pictures who want outdoor pictures is when the sun is the brightest. And generally that's between 11 and 2. So if you were to call a senior photographer and they said, hey, let's take you at 1 o'clock, you can almost be sure that they're not into a quality of photography. Because the problem with that is the sun's so bright, your eyes are so squinty, you get this look of what we commonly call a raccoon eye, because the sun's shooting down at you, which is causing a shadowing in your eye, which makes your eye look dark. So it's always important to note that the best time of day is when the sun is angled. So that would be early morning or like 3 on, depending on the time of the year. So let's talk about that. It's the time of the year. Being in Indiana, we are very fortunate that we have 4 seasons to work with. Which season is the best? It's going to depend personally on what you like. So let's look at the summer. All right, it's June 1, you're out of school. You're now officially a senior. This is a great time to take advantage of a wonderful season. The best part about the summer is not only do you have more time because there's no school, but there's more time because the sun is out longer. Sometimes in June, the sun is out until like 10 p.m. So it gives you a long time of day to work with. It gives us a lot of daytime, daylight to work with. June is actually our favorite month, and I'll tell you why. First off, the flowers are blooming beautifully. The spring rain has made the grass very green. There's very unique summer flowers that are blooming, like daisies are out. So that's our favorite time. The other great thing about June is it's not near as hot. As we get later into the summer, the days are hotter. So that's why June is our favorite month. Now, as you go into the summer, like July and August, obviously there's different flowers that bloom throughout the summer. But as a caution, we want to make sure you understand that as you get into the second half of July and into August, it does get hotter. And we've had some summers where it got very droughty, so very little rain. So maybe the trees started to look wilty, the grass started looking brown. So those are things to be aware of. As we get into that time of the year, it's our studio policy that every other outfit has to be inside. So we don't allow for a full outside session during those extremely hot days, because we know that you need to come in and be in some air conditioning to cool off so that you don't look completely melted in your pictures. The next season we have available is fall. All right, fall is a lovely time. The problem with fall is that it's so unpredictable with weather. We get a lot more rain in the fall. And also it's hard to know when those colors are going to change. And that also varies depending on how much rain we get towards that fall season. Generally, fall colors hit the last week of September to the second week of October. So that's kind of a 3-week range there that generally works. But you also want to keep in mind is that we can't guarantee you how bright the colors are going to be. We've had some seasons where the leaves kind of wilted and just fell off the tree and there wasn't any color. We've had other seasons where they were just bright and brilliant colors, but it's just not something that we can predict for you. So if you're hoping for fall pictures, there is a little bit of a chance there. The next season is winter. Now, winter is a beautiful time for pictures when there's just a lovely fresh snow on the ground. Unfortunately, we cannot predict when those snows are going to fall. So generally what we do is we create a snow list. And as soon as we get a snow that can pretty much cover the grass, then we contact people to see if they want to have their snow pictures. For people who are very interested in like snow sports, like snowboarding or things of that nature, you might consider having your pictures taken with those particular props inside with a white background, just in case we don't get an actual quality snow. Then there is spring. This is another unpredictable season. Spring can happen anywhere from late April to mid-May. Now there's a difference between spring for photographs and spring weather. We do get nice warm weather the beginning of April, but warm weather doesn't photograph well. So what we're looking for are some blooms on the trees, some grass peeking up a little bit green, some flowers in the ground. So just because the weather is warm doesn't mean it's photographically nice. So that's the reason we look at somewhere to late April, 1st of May. So if you're graduating the end of May, then if you're waiting for spring pictures, it could be a little tight to get announcement pictures and finished pictures for your open house. Now, if your open house is maybe the 1st or 2nd week of June, that's very feasible. But if your open house is one of the last 2 weeks of May, it's going to be really tight if you wait until spring. So those are the season tips that you have available to you. The other advantages of doing early summer pictures is that's when we have our biggest specials. So please make sure to check our website to see what our current specials are, but we do have great specials for June and July sessions. So let's talk about your clothing. So if you click on the next video, we'll talk about clothing styles.